Why is water important? When you look at the Earth, it's easy to see that water is a big part of our world, covering over 70% of our planet's surface. But what makes water so important? Well, all living organisms use water for a variety of purposes. Humans use water for drinking, cooking, cleaning, farming, and recreational use, just to name a few. Animals use water as habitat, a drinking source and food source. But the one thing that all living organisms have in common when it comes to water is that they need it to survive. What is water quality? Water quality is an important factor that determines the overall health of the water, including its physical, chemical, and biological conditions. Poor water quality can make water unsuitable for use and pose health risks to humans, wildlife, and entire ecosystems. Water quality is determined using a variety of methods by researchers and community scientists to determine if the quality meets standards specific to the water's use. Indicators of water quality include things like dissolved oxygen, salinity levels, pH, water temperature, nutrient levels, chlorophyll concentrations, bacteria levels, and concentrations of certain pollutants, such as pesticides, herbicides, and heavy metals. Methods for measuring water quality include field analysis using handheld probes and sensors, laboratory analysis of samples taken from a body of water, and qualitative environmental observations. The collected data is then analyzed for any changes in the quality of the water. This data can also help determine causes of certain water quality-related issues, such as water discoloration, odors, or sick wildlife. What is water pollution? Water pollution occurs when contaminants are released into groundwater and water bodies, either intentionally or unintentionally. Contaminants can include things like oil and grease, yard waste, sediments, fertilizers, herbicides and pesticides, pet waste, toxic chemicals, and trash. These contaminants can result in harmful impacts on the living organisms that use or live in or near the water. Two major issues impacting water quality around the world are eutrophication and acidification. Eutrophication is caused by excess nutrients, such as nitrogen and phosphorus, from sources like agricultural runoff, sewage, industrial discharge, and atmospheric inputs. Eutrophication can create a domino effect, first causing an overgrowth of aquatic plants and algae, which then die and decompose. This overgrowth and decomposition process can deplete levels of dissolved oxygen and increase levels of carbon dioxide, or CO2, in the water. Oceans, lakes, and other water bodies also absorb atmospheric inputs of CO2, such as those that come from burning fossil fuels. When CO2 is absorbed into water molecules, a chemical reaction occurs that lowers the water's pH in a process known as acidification. This acidification can disrupt shell formation and growth in oysters, clams, lobsters, shrimp, and other aquatic organisms, posing a concern for both hatcheries and wild populations. Acidification is also detrimental to coral reefs, making it difficult for the corals to properly grow their skeletons and leaving them vulnerable to breaking. Be part of the solution. We can all do simple things every day to help to protect and improve water quality. Education is key when tackling water quality concerns. When people are aware of water quality and pollution issues, it's more likely they will want to get involved in finding solutions. Leading by example and making environmentally conscious choices will encourage others to do the same. Simple things can have huge impacts when enough people participate. Composting yard and food waste, then using the compost in place of chemical fertilizers, can help reduce nutrient pollution. Other simple changes, such as pulling garden weeds by hand rather than using pesticides, properly disposing of used oils and grease, and reducing vehicle leaks, also help reduce the amount of contaminants that reach our waterways. Getting directly involved is another way to have a big impact. Check for local cleanup events to attend, or organize your own cleanup with your family, friends, and neighbors. Help collect valuable scientific data by participating in community science programs, or volunteer for environmental agencies, nonprofits, and grassroots organizations. For more information about things you can do and ways to get involved, check out these amazing resources. You can also find direct links in the description section of this video.